Hello, and welcome to Lesson 1 of 2x your PPC, getting the most from your pay-per-click budget. Now, this is the section that I just have to do, in spite of the fact that I mentioned in the beginning that this was not an advanced course, but it's for people that have experience with pay-per-click, that have spent some cash on it, that have tried to figure it out themselves, and just need some tweaking or need some guidance on how to do it right and how to get the best results. This part of the presentation is for people that ignored all that and just want to get a good head start on pay-per-click and make that first dollar count. So that's what I'm going to do. Is the next part of this presentation is going to be on the very basics. We're going to talk about what is pay-per-click. Pay-per-click, it's not paper as in paper notebook, it's pay for every click. Okay, pay-per-click is advertising that charges you a certain amount every time someone clicks on your ad. So when, for example, if I type in boat rentals into Google, and I'm in the Tampa Bay area, that's this map right up here. If I type in boat rentals, you'll see that a large percentage of this front page is devoted to advertising. And you'll see like this is maybe 60% of this image that we're looking at here, which is above the fold, is our ads. Okay, these are Google AdWords advertising. Boat rentals by owners, there's a website there. If I clicked on that, it would cost those folks, I'm sure, a couple of bucks. All these are advertisements. You can see there's a headline, there's some text to try to motivate you to click, and there's the URL that hopefully is enticing enough to make you click on that ad. But every time you do click on any of these, someone writes Google a check, okay, or pays on their credit card. It's not an inexpensive process to have your advertisement show up on the first page of Google, even though you're paying for it, okay? And I will tell you, and it's one of the things that we talk about later on, that the difference between being shown up here in one of the top 2 or 3 ads and the difference between showing over here can be as much as 10 or 20 times your click-through rate, which is one of the metrics that we'll discuss later on as well. But this is the basics of PPC. You're going to write an ad. You're going to tell Google what the keywords are that you want your ad displayed for. And then when somebody clicks on it, you're going to pay. And the same thing works for Bing. Now, when I type boat rentals into Bing, which, by the way, we should say here that Bing and Yahoo share their search and advertising networks. And they represent almost 30% of the market. Google does have 70%, but Bing Yahoo network has about 30% of the search market. And for several of the product lines that I've dealt with, the return on investment on Bing has been up to 10 times better than the return on investment on Google AdWords. So when we're talking about PPC, please don't just automatically equate that with Google AdWords. There are a couple of other great vendors out there that will make you some money. And that, as a matter of fact, is what I put here. Google AdWords is, naturally the top dog. They're about 70% of search, so you have that much more opportunity to be seen, depending on how much you pay. And the Bing Yahoo network, I already mentioned that those folks act together. So when you advertise on Bing, you're also serving ads on Yahoo. And Facebook gets a lot of face time as far as advertising goes. They're relatively new to the pay-per-click game. They do a fabulous job, but they have not produced the results for me or my customers that Google AdWords and Bing has. And I've got some experience that spans a few different areas. You know, I've got my biggest customers sell different kinds of equipment. I've got one company that I work with that does aircraft and car decals. I've got another that I've worked with that sells furniture and custom design work. So throughout all of those, the best performance in pay-per-click advertising that I've got is with Google AdWords and with Bing. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Now, I'm going to make a few notes here, and this one is kind of a pet peeve. When I first got started in pay-per-click advertising, these two things would show up all the time, and it was very confusing. Google has 2 services. Google AdWords is the one that we'll be discussing, is where you are actually putting up your own ads that are delivered either just in search or in search and on member websites. Google AdSense is where you have a website or you've got some kind of an online property and you want to sell advertising space to vendors. So for example, I've got a Tampa tourism website called tampaflattractions.com. I use Google AdSense on there and I let them rotate ads through. Every time someone clicks on those, then I'm one of the ones that gets paid. Google AdWords, it's the other way around. We're focused on Google AdWords here. I just want to reiterate that I'm not covering Facebook, and also that there are other platforms that you pay for advertising. You can pay for advertising on eBay. You can pay for advertising in a lot of the affiliate networks. You can pay for a highlighted ad. There are so many places that you can spend your money on pay-per-click, and they may work great for you. The more niche, the better. But the vast majority of people are going to get by far the best results from traditional pay-per-click with Google and with Bing Yahoo. Okay, so that is our lesson for the basics of PPC. That's lesson 1. I hope you got something out of it and that you will make some notes along the way and advance on to the next one.